Yo, man, we talking NBA 2K25. So they just dropped the covers today. I mean, who really cares about the cover? I mean, the Vince Carter cover looks pretty dope. The half man, half amazing. That's what I believe they're trying to have a play on. I kind of feel like they should have maybe put his face gold too. But that's the coolest looking cover. The Jason Tatum one and the Asia Wilson, it's all right. It ain't really all that, but who cares about that? We really want to know about the gameplay. And there's a few things that I think would make the game better. Hold on, wait a minute. What the heck going on in the background here? There's a few things that I think that would make the gameplay better. In my idea, the ghost contest. If they can get the ghost contest under control and the contest system down pat, that would make the gameplay feel way smoother. Because sometimes you feel like you have an open shot and somebody is just standing there. And you're like, there's no way this should have been a contested shot. Because in real life, if you really hoop, people make contested shots. But I understand it's a video game and it's like you got to have a delicate balance. But the balance that they have right now is really messed up because this is for like a lot of people that do play now online too, because that's the community I really like to focus on. I don't really mess with my team and my career and all other stuff. But when somebody is playing 2-3 zone, there is no way you should be able to guard two people at the same time. And what I mean is, I see a lot of people, they play this 2-3 zone, and they do the bait passing and they spam the steal button. Okay. You shouldn't be able to just keep spamming the steal button and be able to steal the ball because of the fact that you can guard two people at the same time. So like they'll have a guy at the top, they're controlling, and then they switch off on the corners. And that's basically where they kill you with the turnovers is that there is a way to beat the 2-3 zone if you run the 2-3 freelance, but not everybody does that. And real basketball, if they trying to make it more realistic, 2-3 zone is really to stop people from driving in the hoop. You should be killing people from three with 2-3 zone. They should be able to, when you break them down and somebody is gambling, like I'm rambling here, but this is all about defense, right? So you ever notice if somebody is pressing you full court, or if those people that like to, like, after they score and you take the ball out, they like to hurry up and run down the court and stand there and spam the steal button, and try to get a steal, and then they follow you up the court and they feel like your man can't move. Or if they go for a steal and then they miss, like let's say they go for a steal and their man is all out of bounds. How in the freak do they catch up to you and be pushing you? No, in real life, if you way out of position like that, you're not catching people majority of the time. So I think that's one thing they need to fix. Also, what I don't like is how sometimes you feel like you cannot move if somebody is like guarding you really tight. You can't move. And I notice, like, if you're doing triple threat and you trying to, like, let's say your left foot is your pivot foot and you trying to swing the ball, or not swing the ball, but you trying to move your man to the left, you're locked. You're locked into this animation where your guy does a step over and the defender follows you and he mirrors your exact movements, and you can't do any other moves that way unless you start dribbling. And then it's like a animation that is already predetermined that you can do. There's only a few moves that you can do out of that. And I feel like in real life, somebody can be guarding you and be all on you like that, but you're not you're not just glued to them. They're not going to be glued on you. You can push off. They should have it where you should be able to push off more. They should have more push off animations, especially if there's somebody that's trying to guard you on defense and they don't really have good defensive attributes. No way they should be able to hang with you like that. You should be able to shake them up off you or use your physicality and push them. Hopefully that's one thing that they bring to 2K25. Another thing that I hope that they bring in the 2K25 on defense is you should have defensive, I don't know if it's glitches or like, how you got the speed boost on offense. They don't have a speed boost type defensive counter for that. When I'm saying you trying to play on ball, because that's why so many people are off ball. Because they don't know how to play defense and they don't really give the defense no love. The only love they really try to give the defense is stuff that's not real, like the ghost contest. So if they made it where you could counter some of the moves that people do, maybe more people would on ball instead of being weak and playing off ball. And speaking of off balling, maybe it should be you should get penalized for off balling. So what I mean by that is if somebody is off balling the whole game, like how those people that only control the center, and if you got a center that can't shoot, they just stand in the corner. Or as soon as you pass the ball to the player that they standing by, they click off and go to someone else. The computer should be easy to cook if they see, because I know they can figure out, oh, this person ain't guarding. So if they're not guarding, make that computer get cooked so they have to guard. But also give them the tools so they can guard, because it is fun. The game is more fun when you play defense and not only offense. Because sometimes, well, like this is like the first year I actually kind of really got good at the game. Because before I had no dribble moves. All I did was hold turbo and try to run past people or something. I never really used the right stick. And so I started using the right stick and learning the animations and learning how to do moves and stuff. But most people don't know how to do none of that. And so the off ball in defense is like it's really hard to get a shot off if you don't set a screen or run plays. And there's like certain go-to moves that you can do to like cheese off ballers. Cause I practice for off ballers now because I ran into it so many times where like when I didn't really know how to play the game, man, I was getting cooked, man, like by off ballers, because I was like, how do you score on this? Because there's no way to really prepare for it, because even if you play against the computer, they don't have one guy just standing around and clicking off and running around trying to steal or block shots and stuff like they would, like a human player would. Another wish list for me was, I remember, I think it was NFL, one of the NFL 2Ks a long time ago, they made it so that if you had a friend or someone you played against, you could basically download I don't know if it was download, but you can have a mirror match. Basically, the AI would play like them. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if I'm an off baller and you record the game and like, oh, this is how off ballers play, give us a chance to practice against that so we can kill that. And every time you run into a different style, you could be able to practice against that style. Instead of just playing against straight up computer defense, you could play against off ball defense. That would be a good idea too for defense. And another thing that I think that they should implement in 2K25, the closeout. You cannot close out on 3-point shooters without fouling. If you run out there and jump, I feel like 90% of the time they're calling me foul. And I'm like, man, how can I contest? And what I noticed too is that they like slow your man down crazy, like a crazy amount of slowdown. If you're in a key and you trying to run out and close out, they make it so you can't. They make it so you can't even get close to closing out. And that's the stuff I'm talking about. It's like they make ghost contests, then they make it when you want to actually do a real contest, you can't freaking run out and close out. That's one thing that I wish that they would change. I don't know how they can fix it, but I think that they can fix all of these problems. Another thing, let's talk about offense here. Make the moves actually work. Like when I was trying to play with Luka, I was on the little practice court playing with Luka against, the computer to try to see like, can I really play like Luka since they got pro play now? You can't. And I know a lot of people like when you do play now online, a lot of people like using the Lakers and they like putting LeBron at the 1, right? So I made it so LeBron was the point guard. I mean, LeBron, he has his weaknesses against fast guards. I noticed you can get a lot of ankle breaker animations on him. But with Luka, his jumper is so dang slow. Even if you do get separation, he's able to recover. And I'm like, in real life, Luka is hitting contested shots and he is not that dang slow. Luka, they made his jump shot I feel like one of the slowest windups of all time. He kind of almost like remind me of Norman Powell jump shot on the game. There's a lot of players that are unusable on the game for shooting unless they're wide, butt naked open. And that is not real life. If you're trying to make the game real life, these players should be able to shoot like real NBA players. These are real NBA players. Nobody is that slow where they can't get a shot off. And if they do get a shot off, they still can hit contested jump shots, even if it's super, super slow motion. So I think that they should fix that. I think also the post game could get some more love, man, because if you try to play with Embiid, for real, he kind of sucks on the game in the post, for real. Like I was, especially if somebody's off balling, I was playing with Embiid and I had Brook Lopez guarding him. Man, Brook Lopez was treating him like a stepchild, man. He was throwing his shots, blocking them, locking them down. And I'm like, come on, man. Embiid will cook this dude in real life. Embiid will kill him. And it gets mundane and boring if you only got a few moves that actually work. Like, this is what everybody do in the post. They get somebody that's overpowering physically. They gonna tap the square or X button, and they gonna do that little drop step move and move you out the way and dunk it or lay it up. Why is that the only move that I feel like really works? Like if you some of the big men, they got fadeaways that are so ridiculously slow, they don't even work. Those fadeaways do not even work. So there's only like a few animations for certain players that are really usable. And sometimes a player with a lower attribute rating overall, a lower overall, is more fun to use than a player with a lot of badges. Like when I play with Luka, we're gonna use Luka as an example because Luka is like one of my favorite like real life players. But when you trying to use Luka, especially against like the off ball defense, you can't really create space to shoot threes. His step backs suck. Like his moving shot and some of his moving dribble animations is okay, but the superstar players should not be getting locked up because it don't happen in real life. And what else here? What else we got for 2K? Because man, this is like 2K24 was like the most. I've ever played 2K. And I'm an old head too. So, I'm an old head. I've been playing 2K. You know what? This is how old I am. I've been playing 2K since Iverson was on the cover. Shaq and all them. That's how long I've been playing 2K, since it was on Dreamcast only. So, but I would play it, but there was other video games to play. Now we only got 2K. So, but anyway, I like the realism part of the game. I'm not just here to crap on everything about 2K24, because I think it was better than 2K23 in a lot of ways. The dribbling, the pro play feature. I like a lot of the animations that pro play bought out on 24, and hopefully they expand on it in 25 and make it a little better. But yeah, overall, man, I just want a better experience on the offense and the defensive end. And I'm not worried about graphics and none of that other stuff. I just want the game to work, man. Like, I had a lot of problems with my game crashing when I would play against a friend. When I would do like quick match, sometimes we would playing the game and it would just cut off and it say error. And it would keep doing it, and I would have to reset my PS5. That ruins the gameplay experience for you when those type of simple things don't work. So, and I see people complaining about my team and the gambling aspect of it, and the lying that 2K has done in that community for the my team, and the overall greed of the park and rec players, of how they got to build their players and stuff like that. And I could only imagine, this is one of the reasons why I don't play park and rec and all that stuff, is because I don't like playing with stupid people. So if there's people that want to run out of bounds and call timeout and do all that dumb stuff, that is going to ruin the gameplay experience for me. Because there's dumb people in the Play Now online community that if they're losing, they'll just call timeout and make you wait the whole timeout. Call all their timeouts, then they'll foul you 100 times, or they'll just keep running out of bounds. And I'm like, man, just take your L, move on. So, because if I quit, then I give them a W, and then I'm going to be banned for quitting. So if they can shorten the timeouts, because the timeouts I feel like are way too long. And they should have it coded in the game where, like, if you call timeout back to back to back to back to back, and you just letting it just sit there and you going the whole time, they should get disqualified for that. And you should be able to quit without receiving a loss and them receiving an L, especially if they're losing and they know they're going to lose. What's the point of wasting everybody's time? It don't even make sense. It's so stupid. It ruins the gameplay. It ruins the experience. And in real life, if they want to make it real, everybody don't get that much time for timeouts. They need to have 20-second timeouts or whatever, 30-second timeouts and minute timeouts. I think it's like a 2-minute timeout in real life. I'm not sure how much time you get. But if they're going to go for the realism, put all that in the game. But also realizing that it is a video game and that you can't just have people wasting your time because they want to be a jerk. They want to be an asshole about it because they don't want to take their L. Just move on, man. It don't make sense. So, having said all that, man, I'm looking forward to the game. I actually do like the game. I like 2K. But it's not perfect. It never will be. But hopefully they can just improve on it. Improve on the game and keep it moving forward, man, and try to make the majority of the people happy, because you're not gonna make everybody happy with that. But I'm gonna keep the news coming, man. I know I'm late to the party, but I'm just putting my 2 cents out there in the world. So if you like it, man, just go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, man. Check me out. I'm gonna be dropping stuff this whole year about 2K25. I'm gonna be doing dribbling tutorials. I'm gonna be doing a lot of play now online. I'm gonna do challenges. I'm gonna do a lot of challenges. So yeah, man, check me out, man. Z's on fire, man. I'm gone.